It is time now for our chat with our librarian, because it's a hard time of year when the weather warms up to keep kids engaged in school and focused on what they're doing. So we're going to talk about some great book suggestions for spring break. Rachel Arndt is here from Milwaukee Central Library. Great to see you.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Let's talk first about what's going on at the library. You got some fun stuff.
We do. We just launched an online high school. We're really excited. It's for adult learners so that they can complete an unfinished high school degree. It's for Milwaukee residents, but it's going to be a really exciting way to help people re-engage with the workforce and continue in education.
That's wonderful. So is it an equivalent degree or certification? Is it like a GED?
No, it's better than that. It is a full diploma. So there is a completion course as well as a career component to help them be prepared for a job.
That is wonderful. That's great. That's a lot to take on, but that's wonderful. You also have a project linking science and poetry, right?
Yes. One of our partners is the Milwaukee Public Museum. At Central Library, we happen to be neighbors, and like good neighbors, we're cooperating on a project linking poetry to science, so engaging all of our senses, engaging all of our literacies. We'll be doing some urban wildlife exploration. We're doing a really exciting event with an all-ages hip-hop group, the Figureheads. They'll be doing an exciting performance for us.
Oh, we've had them on the show before.
Them.
They're fantastic.
Yes.
That's great.
We also have a youth poetry competition going on right now. You can check out our website for that. And then we're also doing a really cool poetry path where people can walk around our buildings and around our neighborhood downtown and experience both science and poetry together.
That is wonderful. We had an author on our show, Kwame Alexander, and he wrote a book that won a Newbery Medal, I think, but he wrote a book about poetry, and it's all about the game of basketball.
Yes.
But it's just, I think it's wonderful the ways that authors are getting kids interested and engaged in poetry by doing subjects that really appeal to them.
Yes, and it's storytelling in a really simple format that's very accessible to people. And you already previewed one of my books.
Oh, which one was that?
Kwame Alexander.
Oh, you were going to talk about that? Oh, that's great.
So you already did it.
Okay, that's fun. Let's talk to you about keeping kids engaged, because as the weather warms up, I see it with my own kids. They want to be outside. A lot of us feel like that about work, too.
Yes.
It's hard to stay focused on the task at hand as the weather improves.
Yes. So even though we're in kind of that in-between, it's not quite nice enough to be outside, playing games with your kids that involve literacy is a really good way to keep their brains focused. They don't have to sit down and read an entire book, but playing Boggle, Story Cubes, Mad Libs. Mad Libs are actually, literacy in action. So make it fun for them. Also, as you're out and about, have them read to you. It doesn't have to be complicated. They can read the instructions to a recipe, give you directions verbally. Those are all literacies that can keep kids busy.
Oh, and those are everyday tasks that are good. I think reading recipes is wonderful because you get into math with the fractions.
Yes.
If you're splitting or doubling a recipe, things like that. So I think those are really good suggestions. I think a lot of people struggle with reluctant readers.
Yes.
What kind of advice as a librarian do you give to people who identify that that's an issue for their kids?
Yeah, this has been a hot topic on library Twitter lately.
There's Twitter for librarians?
Yes, we're very passionate. But all reading is good reading. So if your child is reading a magazine, if they really are into race cars, whatever they like, embrace it. So it doesn't have to be serious reading to be good.
Graphic novels, a lot of kids love those. That's okay too.
Right, there's exciting stories, there's cool pictures, but they're reading and enjoying that. No different than if they were reading something that is very high and literary.
I like that. Spring break is coming up. I understand you have some fun book suggestions, whether we're traveling or we're stuck at home, but things to keep us engaged in reading.
Right, so audiobooks are the way to do this because you can listen to it together. You're not experiencing it alone. There's also really great digital services that we offer. So you can download a movie. So even if you just want to, everybody be quiet in the car for a minute.
Yeah.
You can download movies from us as well. So audiobooks, there's a couple of ways that you can get something that everyone will enjoy. Actors and actresses are often the narrators. So sometimes just searching for your favorite performer, you're going to find a wonderful book that they've read.
That's cool. You kind of do it in reverse a little bit. Before finding the book, you find the narrator that you like.
And then you have a voice that might be familiar to your family that you know is going to be entertaining.
That's a great idea.
Middle grade novels, so things that are at that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade level, are usually stories that are pretty accessible to everyone. So authors in that area are Jacqueline Woodson, Christopher Paul Curtis, Roald Dahl. The Fantastic Mr. Fox is even better in audiobook than it is in the movie. No offense.
Okay. That's great.
Those stories have universal appeal. They're character driven. Kate DiCamillo is also in that category. You can also search by thinking about a movie you might be wanting to go see this summer. It probably was a book first. So enjoy the audiobook together as a family and then go see the film and talk about what might be different.
That's fun. I like that. And I think reading to your kids is something that you think, I know this is true for me, that you outgrow as they get older. But the truth is most people love to have a book read to them. So don't count out those kids as they even get into teenage years, which is wonderful. It's so great to see you here today. Thank you so much. The resources available at the library are just incredible. If you go to mpl.org, you have audiobooks. It's a great idea to search by the performer or the narrator of the book, which is really fun. You have movies. You now have an online high school. You guys got it going on. It's great to see you again. Thanks for your time.